Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode here on the channel today as we get ready to go green here in the Xfinity Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're going to do a couple races in this episode. We're going to do our first part-time Truck Series race as well of the season in this episode where hopefully we will do well at Homestead Miami Speedway. But first off, we go to Atlanta here in the Xfinity Series, and I was looking at this race as my best opportunity to get win number 1 of our rookie season here in the Xfinity Series as we were underway at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Right off the bat, you see I qualify a very, very competitive P4, so I was looking forward to this so much when I saw the pace we had coming into this race. Obviously, we had a chance to potentially get a win at Auto Club very recently. Didn't quite play out in our favor, obviously, but here we are in Atlanta. Clearly, we have a lot of speed now as we're pushing the 10 of Ross Chastain down the back straightaway down into turn 3, nearly getting him clear of our teammate of Harrison Burton, who qualified P1. Now, as we're going to get aggressive and try to get to the outside of Chastain as we exit turns 4 side by side with the Watermelon Boy himself as we come through to complete the first lap. Couldn't quite complete the pass though, but as we came through on the exit of turns 4 on the end of lap 2, we would be able to clear Ross Chastain. So we cut straight to the final lap of stage 1. I had now run down my teammate of Harrison Burton and put the pressure on the back of our rookie teammate as we look to the inside of Burton here on the final lap in stage 1 down into turn 3. We have yet to win a stage this season, and we have yet to even lead a lap this season so far in the Xfinity Series, but that will change as we exit turns 4. We will win stage 1 and come through to lead our very first lap here on the Xfinity Series. So it took us, what, 4 races or something like that, 4 or 5 races to actually lead a lap here in the Xfinity Series and get our first stage victory. So obviously this sets us up pretty well here for the start of the second stage in Atlanta, and honestly the goal was to just drive away with the lead at this point. Clearly we are the fastest car in the field. No one really has anything for us, so we would get underway here for the start of the second stage in Atlanta as we go down into turns 1, just in front of our teammate of Harrison Burton, who was able to actually tuck down in behind myself through turns 1 and out of turns 2. So like I said, the goal was to just check out, and I would fortunately do exactly that. No mistakes were being made, surprisingly, from myself as I went down into turn 3 there, but we come through approaching just 2 to go already in stage 2, and you can see I had stretched out the gap to Harrison Burton. Now as I was running a preset setup as usual here, which shows you just how much it differs, because Phoenix I ran a preset setup and we ran like 17th the whole race. Now here we are in Atlanta running a preset setup and we are driving away from the field. We came straight to the final lap here of stage 2 out of turns 4, and it was an easy stage victory. Harrison Burton in second place had absolutely nothing for me, 2 seconds behind us as we crossed the line there to win stage 2. So really, if we don't completely choke anything away here, we will absolutely get this the race victory here, I should say, in Atlanta Motor Speedway. So I was very excited here to get this third and final stage underway, knowing what kind of car we got, what kind of pace we got in this car. Like I said, I was very excited here to get this third and final stage underway, as it's myself and Harrison Burton, the 2 JGR rookie teammates on the front row. Noah Gragson in P3. We know how aggressive he is willing to be now as the green flag is back out, and once again we are underway here for the start of the third and final stage. Only 9 laps to go, and we are already clear of Harrison Burton there as the AI did not get a good restart at all there as we go down into turns 1 now. So I once again would be able to stretch out the gap to these drivers behind Gragson. He had moved though up into second past our teammate of Harrison Burton, who had clearly a rough restart, but we come through to just 5 laps to go here, and we were driving away with the lead now as I actually get up towards this top lane here. As I'm more comfortable personally up by the wall, so I wanted to move up here while we had the gap, and we were just driving away. We come to 3 laps to go, about a second or so between myself and Noah Gragson as we dive down into turns 1 now. So just hoping that it would stay green at this point, and it looked like it was going to stay green here as we go down the back stretch now. So now as we come through to start the final lap here in Atlanta, the green flag clearly has stayed out, and as long as we get through turns 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 without a stupid mistake, we will be now an Xfinity Series winner and likely a playoff lock here as we go down the back straightaway for the final time. The steering wheel will be coming back here very shortly in the replay angles. Now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time in Atlanta, you can see the gap we have to Gragson and others behind. We exit turns 4. We will come through to win our first Xfinity Series race here in Atlanta Motor Speedway. Very happy with that result now here in Atlanta. I forgot to show the burnout, my bad on that one. But obviously, like I said, very happy that we were able to get win number 1 in our Xfinity Series career, and hopefully we can carry that momentum here into the next handful of races, because obviously we were able to carry that momentum so well in the Truck Series, and I'm hoping we can do that here again in the Xfinity Series. But we come to where I said my first part-time race of the season here in the Truck Series, and it was at Homestead, Miami, which is my arguably favorite mile and a half on the schedule. I also really like Kansas Speedway, but it's a shakeup between Kansas and Homestead being my favorite mile and a half racetrack, so you'll likely maybe see me run Kansas as well in the Truck Series, as well as maybe a short track like Bristol or something. I'm not quite sure yet, but we come straight through to the final lap of stage 1 here, as I made it to like 3 wide or 4 wide here up the inside of Natalie Decker and our former teammate from last season, which was my rookie season in the Truck Series, of Brett Moffitt here, as we go down the back straightaway. But basically, when I just do part-time races, I'm just going to kind of show very quick recaps of what happened. Obviously, this is not really important. We're not racing for points here in the Truck Series. We're just here to win now as we come through out of turn 4. But clearly, at this point, I wasn't really in a position to get a victory now, as it was P11 here in the first stage. So that was a slight concern, to say the least, now, as it was Ross Chastain who got the stage victory. So the Watermelon Boy once again out front now as we would get ready to go green here for the start of stage 2 from the 11th position. There you see Todd Gilliland just in front of myself. Todd Gilliland, I think, is a driver you're going to see in the career mode work his way up eventually to the Cup Series. Maybe even a driver like Jordan Anderson up here. Ross Chastain, you guys can guess probably where I'm going to put him when we make those roster changes and whatnot. You can clearly tell he's going to be in a Chip Ganassi car. So Matt Kenseth, to say the least, likely won't be staying in that 42 car for very long in this career mode once I get into the Cup Series now, as we came through to finish P7 here in the second stage. So we were actually climbing our way up throughout the field here. So like I said, the only goal in these part-time races is to win races. So obviously anything short of a win is a bit of a disappointment now, as we would skip into the third and final stage. Fortunately, we would be starting on the inside lane here. Christian Eckes, you see up here in the mix, Ty Majeski, those are also two names you could see work their way up the ranks now, as well as you got drivers like Haley Deegan from the ARCA series that you could see work up the ranks here in this game now, as we come through making it 3 wide on this restart of the inside of the 13 of Sauter and Matt Crafton. We pass them. We're already up in a P5 here on the restart as we go down into turns 1 behind Stuart Friesen, but unfortunately things wouldn't quite work out. I would move my way up a bit, but then actually drop down to P4, then I would drop down to P5 as we came through on the final lap of this race here in Homestead. So it was a P5 finish for myself in the Truck Series. Not the best effort, but still nothing to be ashamed of. You can't be really ashamed of a 5th place finish. But now we would come through to the Xfinity Series here in Homestead, Miami. We just got done the truck race. Now we jump through into where it really matters for us this weekend here. A points race for us now is going down into turns 1. Unfortunately, I had a really rough qualifying effort at a track that I enjoy so much. I was a little bit concerned. I've always had a lot of success at this racetrack, so like I said, definitely concerned at this point as we came through out of turn 2. Now as we go down this back straightaway, it was Austin Cindric leading the way here as we get up the inside of that car as we go down into turn 3. Riley Herbst, my teammate, just behind me, going up my inside now as Noah Gragson is on the outside for a brief moment there as we're going to exit turns 4, and then no, that car behind us gets into the wall now as we would come through now to just 2 laps to go here in stage 1 as I was making it 3 wide up the inside of Jeremy Clements. Now as we go down into the corner, and then Jeffrey Earnhardt gets up my inside as I was clearly struggling at this point. We go from winning in Atlanta to running about P17 again here, kind of like we did in Phoenix, and that was as far as I got in stage 1. We came through to cross the line, P17 here in the first stage. So clearly we got some work to do going into stage 2, but it was Austin Cindric with the stage victory. Chase Briscoe up there in P2. I think you could see a driver like Chase Briscoe get moved into the 14 car here down the line in the career mode, so definitely keep an eye on that. We know he's going to be in an SHR car eventually now as we would get ready to go green here for the start of the second stage here in Homestead, Miami, just behind Justin Allgaier. We're going to dive up the inside now, make it 3 wide, a little bit more aggressive on this restart compared to the initial start of this race. Now as we go down into turns 1 of the inside of the 4 of, I believe that is Jesse Little now, and then we dive down into turn 3. The 6 of David Starr actually gets into the left rear of me, pushes me up the track into the side of my teammate of Riley Herbst now as we exit turns 4. Thankfully, we all keep it clean. Star, though, would run me back down into turns 1 and lap 2 and do the same thing. He hits me again, pushes me up the track. I was at this time not happy at all with David Starr. So on lap 3, going down into turns 1, I let him have it. I give him the bumper into turns 1, send him for a bit of a power slide. He hangs onto the car, but we pass him for the position here of P14. I would work my way, though, up into P12 as the stage went on, as we came through out of turns 4 on now the final lap of stage 2. And it was going to be a P12 finish as David Starr gets to my inside there, but the stage ends. Perfect timing as we get P12 ahead of David Starr now. So tempers flare a little bit there between myself and David Starr in the second stage, but it was Justin Haley getting the second stage victory here in Homestead. So we would be unfortunately lining up here on the outside lane just behind our teammate of Riley Herbst now as we're ready to go green for the start of the third and final stage in what so far has not been a pretty race. We've had some speed problems now as we get a great launch here, though, as we go down towards turns 1, but we've had speed problems and we've had problems with other drivers like that 6 car now as we go down into turns 1. There you see the 6 car actually gets up my inside as we're going to make it 3 wide there up the middle between myself, Herbst, and David Starr as we go down this back straightaway. Now we're going to go 3 wide again up the middle under Williams as we go down into turn 3. There you see Anthony Alfredo on my outside at that point, but now we came through on lap 18. I was running P9, then Starr actually gets to my inside, but I decided, you know what, we gave him the bumper, got him sideways, so I considered us even, so I just kind of let him cleanly take the position. Then I would get to the inside of the 39 of Ryan Sieg as he kind of started to drift back, but I was really struggling to get past him. The 18 of Herbst gets to my inside as we exit turns where we slide and hit Herbst, and now we're crashing here down the front straightaway now after big contact with the 39 of Ryan Sieg. The caution comes out here in Homestead, Miami with 7 laps to go. We got damage. I came to the pit lane and repaired the car and put 4 tires on it. It was 3 seconds worth. The race was going so rough, I decided we might as well just throw 4 tires on it and see what we can do here at the finish. So not the backup race I was looking for compared to obviously coming off of a victory very recently in Atlanta, the very last Xfinity Series race, and now here we are with 3 laps to go in Homestead, P35. But I would jump up to the outside immediately and I would be able to put these tires to good use. We come through approaching 2 to go now in the race, and it was the 36 of Alex Labbe out in front. We were the Canadian that won this season here already in the Xfinity Series, and now Alex Labbe is about to be the second Canadian because we come to the final lap here in Homestead. Labbe still out front now as we run now up into P21. We get to the outside of Josh Bilicki, as well to the outside of the 0 of Jeffrey Earnhardt now as we exit turns 2, 3 wide now as hopefully we're going to make it 3 wide. Yes, we do. We get to the outside of Earnhardt as we go down towards turns 3 for the final time here in Homestead, Miami now as we're going to go 3 wide up the middle between Earnhardt and the 13 car now as we come through out of turns 4, but it's Alex Labbe who will come through to win in Miami as we come through to cross the line here in a disappointing P18 now as just this race just did not go the way we were hoping it would now, as it was Noah Gragson in P2 coming up just short. David Starr climbed up into P3, so there's been a lot of like surprise performers so far early in the season in the Xfinity Series, and I think it's going to continue on. I think a lot of drivers are going to potentially lose deserving playoff spots because of these surprise winners. Most recently now, Alex Labbe. I consider him to be a surprise winner. We had Jeremy Clements, I think, win, and it's certainly going to shake up the playoff grid, to say the least. Now, as always though, if you guys enjoyed you know what to do in the next one, we're going to do like Texas, not in the truck series, I'm not going to race that one, but we're going to have like Bristol as well, and then I think we have a Cup hot seat coming up, which will be another episode away, I think, but I'm very excited to see how we can do in that one now as we close in on the Cup hot seat. So thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.